There are bad books, good books, average books, excellent books, and then we have divine creator. Today, in my Sherpa Publishing House, we have a Delssy Cabrera, the author of these amazing books. So the publisher United States director, Maria Eleonora, will talk with her about this amazing, powerful, and really needed book. So stay focused, stay here because you will enjoy this talk interview.
Hello, dear ones. I am Eleonora, and I'm here as the US Director of Mind Sherpa to introduce you an amazing author and artist, Delssy Cabrera, the Awaken artist. Delssy, welcome to Mind Sherpa channel.
Thank you, dear. How are you?
I'm doing great. And it's a very, very special moment for us because first you trust us to publish your book. And as I told you before, your book is like a summary of everything that I have learned in the last 20 years, but I had to read so many books and watch so many videos. And I'm very happy that people have the ability to just get your book, open up and learn so much with practical exercise, but we go there a little bit later. Would you like to say a little bit about your book before we talk more about you?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you because I was in the middle of a journey where my book had been with another publisher and I was in a waiting state to transition my book to a new publisher that could feel more aligned with the purpose and the object of the book. So this is where you came in and you read the book and you told me about Mind Sherpa. So I feel like everything has been divinely orchestrated for me to be here. So I thank you for your words and for reading the book and for the trust in the fact that the book can make a difference, a meaningful difference in other people's lives. So I'm very excited to finally release the book in a way that feels more aligned and more divinely guided than the way it started. And really, the book was written in 2017. So it's been a long journey of trusting, following my intuition as to pulling the book out of a place where it was not being seen the way it's meant to be seen. And because really the book, it's about a personal journey in my own awakening of becoming a conscious creator. I was able to reach a state of self-realization and abundance that I just felt the need to share with others. And for me, it took some just key but easy key changes or tweaks in my life that turned out to be very rewarding as far as waking up to the truth of who I am, of who we are as humans, and how we are shaped every day by our choices, our emotions, our thoughts and beliefs, and how by changing those patterns, we can shape reality to match a reality that is more fulfilling and essentially bring heaven on earth.
That's amazing. And it's just not about to bring information, but to bring information in a very practical way. You were able to translate a very complex knowledge in a very simple way, but it didn't stop there. You connect with the reality that we are living at the moment and give some ideas and options. That's how you connect. That's how you really see the answers for yourself, because the answer for each one will be different. So it's important that you learn how to connect. But really, before we go too much inside the book, I know you are passionate about the book, and I'm too. But let's allow the public to learn a little bit more about Delssy. How has been your spiritual evolution and your journey until now? You can take as long as you want.
Yes, so ever since I was very young, as young as, I don't know, a teenager or even before then, I had an inner knowing that we are all, as humans, meant for way more than we are taught to believe. I always had a deep connection to nature. I remember as a child being close to trees because of the way they made me feel. And I remember just feeling this surge of joy, like this overwhelming sense of joy and happiness just by looking at the sky or looking at the stars. And so I knew I had a notion early on that I could see the world a little bit different than most people. And along with that, I was also always a seeker. And in my early 20s, I made trips to Mexico to meet shamans and work with plant medicine. And I had the thirst to get to know myself even more. And it wasn't so much about studying anything. It was more about like diving deep into the core of who I am so that I could find my own answers. Because like you said, everyone has their own path and it will look different for each person. And I felt like by studying what other people have done, or like religions or like different spiritual practices, I was really limiting myself because I was not making enough room for me to find out what else is out there for me. And I think working with plant medicine and the different shamans and guides that I've encountered throughout the years have been key, not to awaken in a sense that I've developed spiritually in a way that I was not already in line to, but in a way that I got to awaken to who I am. And gaining that awareness allowed me to see how different things affect me in a daily basis, like eating a certain food or watching a certain type of show or like having a certain type of conversation. So I became so aware of how these things affected me that I was able to recognize that by making a different choice, I could switch things around and shape reality in a way that felt more aligned with what I wanted to experience in life. And it was a journey, and it still is a journey of self-discovery and all the patterns that take us to that realization are basically everywhere. Because once we realize that everything in the outside world, it's a reflection of our inner world, then we have the tools to know what to work with. Then we become aware of what needs to be changed, right? If I attract a certain type of person into my life or a certain situation, I know there's something in me causing that. And whether it is redirection, whether it is an opportunity for growth, we can always shape how we receive the world so that the way the outside world reacts to that will be more aligned with our truth, which
Yeah.
is that we are unlimited and we are divine creators who can shape reality at will. But
Let
it
me
does
ask.
take a lot of practice. And
Yes.
this is essentially what I wanted to show others, because we always see these great thought leaders tell us what to do and what works and what can help us. But a part of us feels like they got there because they are special. And it's hard for us to even sometimes believe that we can get somewhere near where they managed to be at. And the truth is that by writing this book, I wanted to show myself as I am in the middle of that awakening that took me to the realization that I am a conscious creator, and how all of us are always creating. And the only difference now is becoming aware of how we're already creating our reality so that we can then choose to shape it by shifting different things and adding and subtracting. It's like finding that special ingredient combo to get there. So
Yes.
this is basically what led me to writing this book and sharing that, because I wanted to show people that we all go through a process, and not enough leaders, I feel, show that process, and it makes a big difference.
You just said something very, very deep, and that we can correlate with somebody very famous. Jesus, why is hidden his life from the age of 12 until 30? Was he learning something? Was he interacting something? What he was really doing? Why somebody decided that was not important for us to know how he became enlightened, what he was doing throughout most of his life to get to the point where he knew how to make miracles.
Yes, exactly. And we as humans have the tendency to compare ourselves.
Yeah.
So when we see somebody teaching how to be more aligned, we think, oh, they got it all figured out. They are well put together, and I am all the way down here. Even if I try, I might get a little higher, but essentially this person was just gifted. Even with our spiritual gifts, a lot of us are led to believe that some of us are born special, but we all have the same potential. And
Yeah.
it is a matter of awareness and really just getting to know yourself and who you are as an expression of God's source energy, realizing that you have the same inherent qualities of this totality that created you, created us.
Yes. Did you have any aha moment in your awakening? Something that, okay, this is like a new Delssy just reborn.
Wow, I have many aha moments. I had so many aha moments. Because I didn't realize how conditioned I was until I was able to step out of a place where I felt that I couldn't do things freely. Like I was in a job that didn't allow me to do certain things, but I also had a desire to express myself in a bigger way, in a more impactful way. I felt fulfilled with my job, but I always had that inner knowing that I could help in a bigger scale.
Yeah.
And that passion that was in there started to express as little tiny steps here and there that took me to a place where I could find that freedom to express and acknowledge that now that I have this freedom and I'm able to do these simple things, very simple things, such as now I have enough time to just sit and contemplate. Now I have enough awareness to sit and really focus on each bite I take and just feeling every natural process with all my awareness rather than multitasking and eating in a rush or, taking my kid to school and picking her up and being late and meeting deadlines. So all those things were getting in the way of me seeing all the richness and all joy.
Delssy, you broke up a little bit. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I was getting that.
Okay, I can hear you now. Now I can't see you.
You can hear me. Okay.
I
Can you
can.
hear me and see me now?
Yes. Let's just go back a little bit. You can edit that part. So you were saying that all the little tasks of being busy all the time or take you the ability of being aware in the present moment.
Yes, so all the busyness around me as a mom and a working mom was getting in the way of me seeing all that I am. And it's very simple because once you allow yourself to just be, and this involves conscious awareness of how you express and how you receive the world around you, how you process things. Just something simple like being conscious while you're eating and really feeling the sensation as you take your food and as you taste it. There's so much joy in all of those in-between moments that we take for granted or that we're simply just not aware of because most of us are always running, always, meeting deadlines or always busy with so many distractors that we have nowadays. Even when we're waiting, we have distractions. We have billboards, we have our phones, we have so many things going around us that don't allow us to really be present in our body. And this is where the wisdom really starts to flow, when you give yourself the awakening of all that you are, just being present with all that you are and everything that that is already inside of you. Because there's simple joy in those little in-between moments, such as just focusing on that apple each time you take a bite and just being in that moment. Noticing where in your tongue do you feel the taste. Little things like that allow you to really, what they do is awaken all those senses that will allow you to detect and perceive things that are not readily available, things that go unnoticed, but that once you tapped into them, you can use those things to shift your frequency, shift your awareness, and shift your emotions. And really, the way you feel and receive the world is what reflects reality.
Yeah.
So this was the awareness that I was excited to share, because it took me to such an abundant and joyful phase that I thought how simple it is to feel joy and feel a sense of universal love without going after a guru or like meditating for 5 hours. The simplest things, like just contemplating life and being present in your body 100%, to me was one of the key elements in my own awakening.
Wow, that's really amazing, Delssy. As I told you, your book incorporated various concepts of the books of Dolores Cannon. Many people know about the studies of the Course in Miracles, the teachings of the Course in Miracles of Jesus and Ananda, channeled by Tina Luisa Spalding, the books that I'm translating to Portuguese, and many others. And everything is all there, put in a very easy way to people really grasp and understand that I was really, really impressed and happy that some people doesn't need to go read all the 20 and plus books of Dolores Cannon. When I was studying about the law of attraction, I was addicted to Abraham Hicks for about over a year. I was watching all their videos until I really get it. That's what it is. And then I move on to the next one. It's all there. And how long it took for you to write the book?
Well, first of all, before I get there, I'd like to say that this is the amazing thing about waking up to our truth, is that the side effect of allowing ourselves to be who we are, soak in our beingness, allows us to just tap into inner wisdom and allow source to overflow through us as we remove all the distractions and all the beliefs and all the programming that we are embedded with. We've just become such a clear channel that, like you said, I have not read any books from Dolores Cannon, but I feel like everything can naturally just flow through you. The wisdom, it's already within us. We are sparks of this totality. We have to have the same wisdom embedded in us, and we just gotta remove all the filters that get in the way from us accessing this wisdom. And it's amazing how you just start feeling like you don't know how you know, but you know certain things. And like you said, you know, then you might read something and realize, oh, I already do that, and I don't even know how. I haven't read this book, or I haven't heard of this, law. I think you mentioned the law of oneness, because it's just a feeling that just flows through you. Wisdom just flows through you. You become a receptor because it's already in you. You just get out of the way so that the wisdom can flow in the form of inner knowing, and it feels so good because you can learn something from many books, but when it just flows through you, it's a whole different experience. And this is essentially what I want people to learn to do through this book. And so writing the book was really happening as I was going through all these things. It started sort of like a journal, and then I just felt a strong guidance to add the exercises with each with each chapter, so that
Did you practice those exercises?
I practiced them back then. I don't feel like I need to practice them now,
I see.
but I know those are the exercises that took me there.
I see.
But I feel like I have an easier way to connect without the exercises because I have always been a sensitive person. But in that moment when I needed to step out of that busyness that was keeping me stuck in a position where I did not feel fulfilled, where I felt like I wasn't where I was meant to be just yet, I felt guided to do those things, and it's what I did. And it was really a journey of remembrance more than learning to do something new. Because throughout my life, I had done different things, different ways of meditation. And sometimes I do things that I don't even know why I do. But then I just happen to read something, and then it's like confirmation that it was just my inner guidance teaching me things that I was not aware they were like out there with a name. So, for example, one of the things that I saw not too long ago is a mudra that goes like this. And I don't remember the name of the mudra, but this is something that I always do, like right before I'm about to fall asleep. I just do it because it feels good. And I discover that it's an actual mudra, and it's meant to relax you and keep and make you fall into a more relaxed state before going to sleep. Or, if you're a little anxious, you can also do that mudra. So when I saw that information, I think I saw like a deck of oracle cards with mudras, and I was like, oh, this is why I do that. So it's amazing how, like, when you just align with source and your own inner wisdom, you just do things naturally. You don't need to be taught. So the realization that I was able to do things intuitively led me to really believe that it was important to write this book. And so I wanted to write it while I was still in that frequency. I wanted to anchor that energy because I didn't want to go through an awakening and then fall back into a certain pattern and forget all about it. So initially, I think my goal was to just anchor that energy as a form of journal, and then the need to share it with others, started to appear more and more, and I just had to follow that guidance.
And we are so glad that you did, because this book has been written in the astral realm for quite a time, and it was designed for this moment where people are ready to really read through those beautiful pages and really get to the essence of that. All the wisdom that are there to really ignite their own wisdom inside of themselves. It's really a gift through humanity, this book, and it will be available very soon. We are deciding on the launch date, but it should be in about 2 weeks that you can go and have it, the ebook, and the printed version, the hard copy will become soon too. Delssy, we had about an hour. It was an absolutely pleasure to get to know your book. Well, your book and you. I think we're going to be reading again.
Thank you so much.
I just love everything that is in that book, and I love everything about you and how you share yourself through this book. It's really amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
So, would you like a departure message? Give a departure message for us?
Yes, I like to say that I am special only because I choose to listen to my intuition, but I am not special because I am more than anyone, and anybody can do that. Anybody can tune into their inner wisdom just like I did. And that will make you special in a way that you can realize that the power to co-create your life and co-create a new earth where we all rise together is at our fingertips. And we're all special in that way. In that way is that we all have the power to change reality as a collective and write a different story. And what better time than now? The new earth is upon us, and we are here to exercise our birthright to bring heaven to earth and be the conscious creators that we are made to be.
Oh, absolutely. So stay tuned. The divine creator awaken to the sacred art of shaping reality. I think you can say that better than me. Can you repeat for us the title and subtitle?
Awakening to the sacred art of shaping reality.
Yes, by Delssy, the Awaken artist. You can follow her on Instagram, and you also have a YouTube that we're going to put in the description, all the information. And to learn more about her book and get your ebook, just go to mindsherpabooks.com. And see you. Much love and light to you. And thank you, Delssy.
Thank you, Divine Creator.